Hello guys, welcome to another section of Learning with Prepclass. I am Tutor Chima. I'll be anchoring today's section, and in today's section we are going to be looking at past questions on Jamb chemistry for the year 2017. In this section we are going to be rounding up this year, this Jamb chemistry 2017, and we are going to be doing that by solving questions 36 to 40. In the previous section we solved question 31 to 35, so today we are rounding up the section by solving rounding up the paper by solving questions 36 to 40. Alright guys, before we do that, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, try as much as possible to drop one or two comments on our comment section box. A comment can be a question, maybe on this video or on the previous video you want me to answer. Feel free to always drop a question on our comment section box. When you also look below there, you will see a notification bell. Click it and activate it. When you do so, you will be the first to be notified whenever we have an educational content like this on our channel. You can also be kind enough to share videos to reach as much viewers as possible. They can be friends, they can be relatives, they can be people far and near. Just as you are benefiting from this, try as much as possible to share so that others too who find this very interesting will also benefit from it. Alright guys, so let us move and end up the section. So now, what volume, that's question 36, what volume of 0.5 mole per dm cube H2SO4 will exactly neutralize 20 cm cube of 0.1 mole per dm cube NaOH solution? This is a titration question. An acid H2SO4 reacting with a hydroxide NaOH. So the first thing you need to do is to write the equation of reaction. So from the equation of reaction, H2SO4 will react with NaOH to give you Na2SO4 plus H2O. So you balance it by placing a 2 here and placing a 2 here, so that each of the atoms are balanced. Hydrogen is 2 here, plus this 2 is for this 2. That's a 2, and here 2 times 2. Hydrogen is 4, sulfur is 1, 1. Oxygen is 4 plus 2 here, 4 plus 2 here. And hydrogen, water, okay, it's balanced. So write the stoichiometry of reaction and balance it then. Now from the balanced equation of reaction, 1 mole of H2SO4 will react with 2 moles of NaOH to give 1 mole of Na2SO4 and 2 moles of water. So using our acid base formula, CAVA over Na equals CBVB over NB. You know that Ca is concentration of acid in mole per dm cube, Va volume of acid, Na the mole ratio of an acid, of the acid here in this case is 1, Cb concentration of base, Vb volume of base, Nb mole ratio of base. So if you make, since they are asking us what volume of 0.5 mole dm cube H2SO4, so since they are asking us the volume of the acid, we have to make Va, which is volume of the acid, the subject of formula. So Va becomes what? CBVBNA over CANB. CBVBNA over CANB. So your volume of acid becomes concentration of the base 0.1, is in the question, 0.1 times Vb volume of base 20, that's 20 times Na mole ratio of the acid is 1, divided by Ca concentration of the acid 0.5 times Nb mole ratio of the base 2. So 0.5 times 20, 0.1 rather times 20 will give me what? 2 times 1 is 2. And 0.5 times 2 is 1. So 2 divided by 1, and my answer is what? 2 cm cube. So your answer is 2.0 cm cube. 2.0 cm cube. 37. Which of the following is an electrolyte? Which of the following is an electrolyte? Is it an alcohol? Is it alcohol rather? Is it sodium acetate solution? Is it sodium? Is it solid potassium hydroxide? Is it mercury? Which of them is an electrolyte? Is it alcohol? Alcohol? Is it sodium acetate? Is it solid potassium hydroxide? Is it mercury? Let us analyze them. Alcohol. Alcohol is an organic compound, so it can definitely, or it will definitely not be an electrolyte. It can definitely not be an electrolyte. It can't be an electrolyte because it does not contain ions. The molecules are combined covalently. So since they are not combined equivalently, even in a solution, it cannot produce ions. So because it cannot produce ions, alcohol cannot act as an electrolyte. You know, an electrolyte must be a compound that when it is in solution, it will dissociate to give ions, positively charged and negatively charged. Positive ions, cations, negatively charged ions, anions. So if you dissolve it in water, it will dissociate to give its component ions. Or if you heat it, if it's a solid and you heat it and it melts, that's molten form. So electrolyte should either be in a solution or a molten form. Whether you heat the compound, it melts. So in that melted form, that's the molten form, the ions are free to move. Alcohol is off. Sodium acetate solution, that's sodium ethanoate, CH3CONA, will dissociate. If you put this on in water, it's a salt, of course, it's going to dissociate into sodium ion and ethanoate ion, CH3COO minus ion. Okay, positively charged ion, negative. I think this one should flow as an electrolyte. Solid potassium hydroxide. A solid cannot be an electrolyte. To be an electrolyte, like I said before, the substance must be in solution or molten form. In this solid form, the ions are locked. They are not free to move until it is in a liquid form. That's when they can move. So because of that, solid potassium hydroxide cannot be an electrolyte. Mercury. Mercury is a liquid metal. In short, I think it's the only liquid metal. An electrolyte must contain ions. That's the game. It must contain ions in solution. That's anions, which are negatively charged ions, and cations, which are positively charged ions, not metallic atoms. Mercury is a metal, so it contains metallic atoms. An electrolyte must contain what? Ions. So mercury is off. So I now say that therefore of all, only sodium acetate solution, which is this one, as you can see, positively charged ion, negatively charged ion, that's cation and anion. Only sodium acetate solution, that's CH3COONA, is fit to act as an electrolyte. So if there is an electrolyte among that, it will be sodium acetate. So the correct answer is sodium acetate solution. 38. Which of the following would introduce the greatest increase in the rate of the chemical reaction above? This reacting with HCl to give NaCl2O, sulfur and sulfur. Which of them will give the greatest increase in the rate of chemical reaction? Very simple. An increase in temperature and a decrease in concentration of the reactant. No. An increase in temperature, yes, will increase the rate of the reaction, but a decrease in concentration of reactant will reduce it. So increase and reduce. No. We are looking for increase. An increase in volume and an increase in pressure of the reactant. Pressure will have no effect here, because for pressure to have an effect on a system, they must be in gaseous form. Since they are not in gaseous form, with the exception of sulfur oxide, the rest are in liquid and aqueous form. So, pressure will not have any effect. C. A decrease in temperature and increase in concentration of the reactants. Of course, decrease in temperature will reduce the rate of the reaction, though increase in concentration will increase the rate. But we are looking at a case where both items or both conditions should increase, not increase, decrease, or decrease, increase. No. So C will not flow. An increase in temperature and increase in concentration of reactant. The correct answer is D, because an increase in temperature will increase the rate of reaction, and an increase in concentration will also increase the rate of the chemical reaction. So the best choice there is D, an increase in temperature and an increase in concentration of the reactant. 39. Which of the following substance has the lowest vapor density? They've given us this. Is it ethanoic acid? Is it propanol? Is it dichloromethane? Is it ethanol? Which one have the lowest vapor density. And I said that the substance with the lowest vapor density will have the lowest value for molecular mass. That's the point. So any of them that will have the lowest vapor density should be the lightest among them. And for you to know the one that is lightest, that one will have the least value for molecular mass. So let us analyze them. Ethanoic acid is CH3COOH. So it contains 2 atoms of carbon, 1, 2. So that's 12 times 2 plus 2 atoms of oxygen, 16 times 2 plus this 3 plus 1, 4. H is 3 plus 1, 4. 4 atoms of hydrogen, that's 4 times 1. Hydrogen is 1. So that gives us 12 times 2, 24 plus 16 times 2, 32 plus 4 times 1, 4. So if you sum this up, you get what? 60. Propanol. Propanol is CH3H7OH. CH3H7OH. So that is 3 atoms of carbon, 12 times 3 plus 1 atom of oxygen, which is 16 plus this hydrogen is 7 here plus 1, 8. 8 atoms of hydrogen, 8 times 1. So that gives us 36 plus 16 plus 8, and that's 60. Dichloromethane is CH2Cl2. Carbon is now 12 plus hydrogen is 1, that's 2 times 1, plus chlorine is 35.5, that's 35.5 times 2. So that will give us 12 plus 2 plus 70, 84. Ethanol, CH3CHO. Carbon 2 atoms, 12 times 2, plus hydrogen is 3 plus 1, 4 times 1, plus oxygen only 1 atom, 16. That gives us 24 plus 4 plus 16, that's 44. So I said that therefore the one with the lowest vapor density is ethanol. So you can see that ethanol, this one is 60, 60, 84, 44. Since ethanol has the lowest molecular mass, it will have the lowest vapor density. So the correct answer there is ethanol. 40. The presence of an impurity in a substance will cause the melting point to, is it to be 0? Is it to reduce? Is it to increase? Is it to be stable? Presence of an impurity. Now, the presence of an impurity in a substance will reduce the melting point of that substance. It will do what? Reduce the melting point of that substance due to a process called melting point depression. So now, presence of impurities usually increase the boiling point of the substance, and it usually reduces the melting point of the substance. That simply means if the substance should have melted at 0 degrees Celsius, it will melt at a much lower temperature, maybe like -2, -4, -5. So the presence of impurities usually lower or reduce the melting point of a substance. So the answer is reduce. Presence of impurities will do what? Reduce the melting point of a substance. Alright guys, we've come to the end of today's section, and that particular section of Jamb Chemistry 2017, and we solved question 36 to 40. With that, we have concluded that area of Jamb Chemistry 2017. We solved the last part, which is 36 to 40. Now, if you look below here, you are going to see a link. I urge you to type this link on your browser. Go to your browser and type this link. When you type this link on your browser, it's going to take you straight to our WhatsApp group. And when you join us on WhatsApp, you're going to be getting updates, you're getting infos on the latest educational content we have on our channels. So till we see you again, till I see you again, or till you see any more of our videos, I'm going to be saying bye to you all, and have a wonderful day ahead. Remember to always stay safe.